My name is Eleni Polikoff, and I am the contract manager with the Venice team. Yeah, and I'll let Paul take on, you're going to speak on some of our insights.
Yeah, well, we're starting to stabilize out. Our workforce is now comprised of approximately 4 individuals who are all from the West Side area. And that is the ultimate goal, is to provide those transitional jobs to people who are currently from this area as an opportunity to get some work experience and you know, increase their finances. Everything is going well. I would say we're starting to get a lot more walk up and people approaching my workers with service call requests, and a lot more people are starting to take advantage of the telephone or the computer service. And they're pretty much, I'm absolutely sure they're finding out that we give pretty prompt response to service calls or service requests. We will come, you know, as soon as possible to assess the situation and either correct it right then and there or give a reasonable schedule for when we will come and take care of the problem. We've just this week received a paint sprayer that was approved by the bid board, and we're going to take the paint sprayer and be able to tackle the large amounts of roll-up doors and businesses, especially along Oceanfront Walk, that are all covered in graffiti. That's what we're going to kind of focus in on for the first month. But of course, anybody that has any type of graffiti issue that's in the bid can call. It might not be, you're going to have somebody's going to respond. We're going to assess the situation. We might not be able to schedule it immediately, but 72 hours would be the absolute maximum that we would not be able to come and take care of that graffiti. If you have a specific color that's unique to your property, we would request that you have that color there and available, and we will use that to take care of the graffiti that's on the business or the property. We're in the process also of, you know, hopefully providing a link to a standard color palette that'll be on the website, to where if you have a specific color but you don't have that color, or you know, you have just a color that you really just, it's, you know, this is what the building is, you would be able to request one of the standard colors that we could come and do the abatement with. Everything else is going well. We're starting to
Paul,
get,
can I
yes.
just interrupt for a second? What kind of graffiti will you proactively remove on your own, and what will you require, you know, a request to go out and work on?
So on my own, I would say a lot of the smaller alleyways or corner areas where, you know, you might have, you know, some city or just a standard building. Roll-up doors, a lot of people's roll-up doors. I see a lot of roll-up doors that have art or some type of business-related, you know, something painted on it that identifies that business. Stuff like that we won't touch. But as I'm going along and I'm seeing just the roll-up doors where somebody is just, you know, scrawled some regular graffiti, we are going to take care of that. In between the roll-up doors, a lot of buildings have a unique paint color. They might have a paint color for their business, so it might be blue here in the roll-up doors. We'll take care of the roll-up doors. But if the property owner or the business owner says, hey, what about the graffiti that's on the building itself? That is when we require, well, we have these colors and we can cover it in this, or you can provide us access to that color, and we will schedule a time, we'll come out, we will get the color, and we'll take care of it.
Great.
Most of the time, if it's any graffiti that is on somebody's property, on the building that's there, I always would like to have permission. I want to touch bases with the business operator or the owner to make sure that, hey, this is here, would you like us to address it? So it's not gonna be a random, going along and just, hey, there's graffiti on the building, I'm just gonna go ahead and cover it all up. We do wanna touch bases. I do wanna have permission. I want, everybody to be happy with the service that's being provided.
So just to reiterate, a service call would be the best
Yes.
way to start the process of getting graffiti removed, and you will hear back from us within 48 hours, likely much sooner than that, but within 48 hours, you will hear back from us to coordinate a time, and that time should be within 72 hours, unless there's much more kind of coordination that needs to go around business hours and such of that nature, so.
And of course, as well as with the pressure washing, whereas we're here for the course of the day for safety of both my team and the public in general, and dealing with traffic, I try to get a lot of stuff done before 10 o'clock in the morning when everybody's up, when you're getting a lot of pedestrians, people are out and about, especially on Oceanfront Walk. I don't want to be there and with either the pressure washer or a paint sprayer causing a situation that somebody could possibly, get wet or something falls on them or they get painted. And most of the businesses tend to open a little bit later in the day, especially now that the summertime is kind of waning away. So if you give us a service call for some areas, it would have to wait, if it's later on in the day or the afternoon, until the next day or the day after for us to schedule it. Because as I said, I wouldn't want to come out and, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Oceanfront Walk to pressure wash when there's, hundreds of people or thousands of people out walking around. But if you make the service call, we are going to respond as promptly as possible, and the situation will be scheduled and addressed.
Great.
Yes.
Can I call even though I'm not the bid, I'm across the alley from the bid?
Sir, I apologize. You can't really ask questions during this period, but these guys will be here afterward and you'll be able to ask questions.
Yes.
Yeah. We all tend to hang around for a while. We can keep it good.
And as far as our numbers, as you can see from the report, things are a little, they're stabilizing. The amount of trash has of course dropped over the first couple of months because we've taken care of a few areas. And also people are becoming more aware of the fact that we're kind of vigilant as far as trash and illegal dumping. So there's both people, that are living in the bid. There's individuals who are experiencing homelessness, and there's business owners that have all kind of made the adjustments and the efforts not to put as much stuff out, on the streets.
And we're working with the community to
Yes.
kind of identify what is personal property and building those relationships in which will allow us to remove the trash that is built up within those spaces.
And of course, as always, we cannot and we will not just arbitrarily go out and pick up stuff that's personal possessions, or it looks like somebody's personal possessions.
Thank you.
But if it's trash and it's identified as trash, if there's somebody there that says, "Oh, no, that's my stuff there, that can go," we'll take care of the situation. But we're very careful not to invade in anybody's space or to just arbitrarily, like I say, take anything and throw it away.
Great. Matt, did you have
I just wanted to add on one comment for the stakeholders and the public to get an idea of the operational process for the clean team. If you see something in the district like a one-way sign that is completely covered in graffiti, or a stop sign that is completely covered in stickers, or something that you wonder why the clean team hasn't tackled it, there are certain long-term projects that we are working on operationally with Taylor's help to sort of get the right city department to say, we're not going to spend a dozen labor hours of your dollars having the clean team scrape clean a sign that's then going to be unreadable after the fact. We're going to go through the proper channels of having that sign just replaced. So there are certain short-term things that we can tackle right away, and then certain long-term projects like unclogging storm drains or painting curb lines or replacing signage that you will see as time progresses and as we coordinate our services with various city departments with Taylor's help. So just wanted to let you know that if you see something, chances are Paul has already cataloged it and it's already been funneled to Taylor and it's already in the pipeline, just to give you the sense of how the process is unfolding.
Two examples of that, we have furnished a list to the city of all the street signs that we've deemed either so defaced as to be unreadable or in need of repair. There are also ones that are damaged, or posts are loose or things like that. We've reported those to the city and they fall under a couple of departments and they're working to replace or repair those. We've also, one of the things I'd like to highlight, actually, it's on, if you look at the sort of, we call it the infographic, which we do every month that kind of provides a brief summary of our activities. This month's, which is the one, it's the 3rd, they go from our most, they go from June, July, and August. Our August one, you'll see, I'd really like to highlight, we went through the process, we did some research, because trash containers, particularly the dumpsters, the commercial dumpsters in our district, are heavily graffitied. And one of the things we did was we did some research and we discovered that Athens actually offers 1 free pressure wash or steam cleaning every year and 3 graffiti cleanings per year. And we went through the process. We contacted them. We wanted to make sure that the process worked before we referred it to you. We were successful in getting some of the dumpsters cleaned. A couple of our board members volunteered theirs. Athens will need your account information, et cetera. And so we wanted to provide this information to you if you'd like to have your commercial roll-off pressure washed or cleaned. You can try this process. If it doesn't work for you, if you don't get responsiveness, then we want to know about it. Please give us a call or drop us an email and we will follow up. We've made a contact at Athens so we can follow up and make sure that your request